everybody? Happy Thursday. Welcome to another episode of The Coach and the Disconnector. We have the coach, Carrie Irene, and myself, Brandy, the Disconnector. We wish you guys a fantastic evening. I hope everybody's doing excellent. And we hope that you're having a great week. If not, take the challenges and use them as growth.
Amen to that. I mean, what else you gonna do with them? You know, you can't throw them away. They already in the bag. Learn something.
Right. So, Coach Carrie, how's your week been? How's life treating you this week?
Life has been good, and life is treating me the exact same way I'm treating it, and that goes for everybody else. So everything's good. How you doing this week?
I've had an excellent week, with the exception of the passing of my grandfather, but he lived 94 marvelous years, and I'm especially grateful for just the long life that he had and the lessons that he's left behind. So I can't be upset. He lived so long. Like, to me, it doesn't make sense to be upset. I would just want to celebrate the life and the time that we had with him, and love on my cousins that were there through the whole process, because family's crazy. I should say kin's crazy. Because we learn on that side of things that there's a difference between family and kin, and we got to put into exercise what we've been prepping ourselves for as far as this kind of stuff goes.
Right.
So it was kind of a bittersweet lesson, but at the end of the day, we celebrate his life, we appreciate his life, and now it's time to continue to focus on things that we can control and grow from.
Absolutely. Well, I welcome him into collective knowledge of us all, because that's exactly where he is. He is not ever gone. He has just transitioned to a different form, to where he can give his wisdom and love to everybody equally now. So that is amazing. I celebrate his life. Absolutely.
And like I said, everything that happened was just a chance for us to show how much we've grown over the years as well. So you can't love some of the lessons, but you can definitely apply them accordingly.
Absolutely, you can. Ashe.
Good evening, Philip. Welcome to the show.
What's up, Laura? That's all Laura in there.
Yes. Swab evening, Dr. Brother Swab.
He's a swab-tastic viewer.
Yes. You know he loves it when we use his swab-vocabulary.
Yes, his swab-vocabulary. I love it.
So, you guys, we have a very special guest in the building this fine evening. Yes, we're super excited to have her. She is a phenomenal person to know, and if you don't know her, you're going to want to know her after this. So, we got Michelle, the Giving Guru Hardy, in the house this evening. She is a mother and author of at least 3 books that I know of. She is a philanthropist. She is an inspirational speaker, not a motivational speaker. Get it right. And just a blessing to all those that get a chance to encounter her. One thing that I absolutely love about this lady is she does a random act of kindness every single day. She makes me feel bad for ignoring certain people that get on my nerves.
You're right.
Just a little bit. I could be kinder, but I learned to be kinder from Michelle.
Nice. That's good stuff. She is the kindness ambassador of ATBA as well. Let's go.
Yes.
What's going on, Shima? I didn't see you slide in here. I might have missed it, but hey, Shima.
Hey, Gigi. All right, y'all. So without further ado, we are going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we get back, we will be bringing on Michelle, the Giving Guru Hardy. Where we go now? There we go. And we are back with Michelle.
Hey.
Hey, hey, girl.
So, Michelle, we are so excited to have you this fine evening because we know you because of our tribe memberships. But everybody else needs to know you and what you're about and what you bring to this world with your bubbly, bright, fashionable, and amazing self.
Okay, fashionable Uncle Michelle. Okay.
Yes.
Uncle Michelle in the house.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for asking me to come on. So we're just gonna talk about everything.
All
What
of
did my daddy say? Anything, everything, and something. Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
A little of this, that, and the other.
Right.
So before we get started with everything, what would you like everyone to know about you first and foremost, Uncle Michelle?
Right. Well, I've got several names apparently, right? The Giving Guru, Uncle Michelle. Yeah. So I am known for giving, as you have mentioned, and every day I do a random act of kindness, and I get joy out of doing that. It's just my calling, my purpose. I'm an author. I have a nonprofit, michellehardy.org, and I'm just, that's all I want to do is give, really, right? So just to be a continuous book giving portal, right, for youth, going into classrooms, speaking to kids, doing storytelling about random acts of kindness, giving them books, traveling the world doing that, right?
Right.
So yeah.
And some people may see it on her page where you'll see RAOK, and that's what that is, random acts of kindness. And she does this. The way I met Michelle was through a random act of kindness. We were at a conference together, and this lady just walks up to me and was like, I would like to share a random act of kindness with you. And I'm just like, huh? Like, what? She gives me this little thing, and I don't think I opened it immediately, but I remember when I was walking off because like she was steady, she was giving them out. And when I walked off and I looked at it and it was this little brooch, and I'm like, this thing is legit, like legit. You know, this is true. And I wore it. I remember I had on my green shirt that day. I had on my green shirt and my long white shirt under, and I put it on there. And I put that brooch on there. And I remember when I got home, I washed the shirt with the brooch on. I'm like, oh man. And I took that thing. That thing was just as shiny as it was when I put it in the wash. So she goes out and she actually gives random acts of kindness every single day. And that is so amazing. That's so amazing. So what started you on that journey of giving random acts of kindness?
Well, what you didn't say is that you came back and you gave me a random act of kindness too, right?
Yeah. I had to. It was too good. It was too good. I'm like,
reciprocity. I love it.
Yeah, and I didn't have anything either, so I took the bracelet off my wrist, and I was like,
"Yeah, I still have it. It was a bracelet and a little pouch, and she had written this beautiful little note and everything. It's really cute, yeah." So random act of kindness. When I really started thinking about my journey and what I've been doing that for years. I mean, I was the kid who I'd tell my parents, can we bring so-and-so, to such and such because they don't have any money, or, it's just like my parents was going to be paying, until I got some money, they were going to be paying for whatever. Well, I want so-and-so, we want to go to this party and we need to pay for all of us, it was just like that. Right. I've always been doing that. Right. So it goes back to them, but it's at some point I was just doing it more and more and more. And then I had written this fictional story. And then I was doing random acts of kindness based on this fictional story, And then the story started coming true for me. Right. So I write it and then it started coming true in my own life. Right. So as you speak it, so shall it be. Right. And many people have heard me say it. Right. So, yeah. So, and it's like now it's like, okay, this is how it was supposed to be, right?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
good.
That part. So we also know, how many books do you have for certain? Because I know you have at least 3.
Right. Yeah. And so I have poetry from when I was young,
Yeah.
and some people don't know about that, but it's in this book, the algorithm, right? It's some of it's in there, right? I included it in there, but there'll be 3 more books coming down the line, right? So, but 3 right now.
Mhm.
So, the algorithm, Mrs. Eel's basement of beautiful magical things, the Giving Satchel, 100 Ways to Give Without Ceasing, Letras, which is letters, right? And then a collaboration with about 30 other authors around the world, Hungry for the Hustle. So that's going to go to charity, right? So, yeah. So there's always a book in you, right? There's always this book. My friend, somebody had asked her, "Is it hard to write? You just seem to be putting them out." And she was like, "No." And so, and I just, I was amazed because she just said it with confidence,
Right.
like, and I'm just thinking, I'm just trying to get my first one in this store that you in right here. So
Right.
I understand what she means now. Because once you do the first one and you settle with that and you're just, okay, now I can relax. I got my book out. Then
Mhm.
and the process, then you just keep going.
Mhm.
You got a lot to say. Well, say it.
Right.
Imagine
Right.
writing is like any other learning curve. Once you do it, you know how to do it, and then you can tweak it, or you can revise it, or you can apply different methods to it. But it's the process that you have to trust, and then trust the fact that you know the process well enough that you can tweak it to the way you need it to be.
Right.
That
Right.
part.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't worry about making mistakes. Right. Because
Yeah.
I always say that, or like, and then my coach told me this one time, Edward, he was like, you'll see errors in books, right?
Yeah, all the time.
And
Yeah.
all the time. You see a book on the shelf and you're like, this is my favorite book, but they got typos on page 12. Well, that happens. That's why they have, volume 2 or this is the third print.
Second
Right?
edition. Third
Yeah.
edition. Yeah.
Third, yeah, you just correct it on the next thing, but you don't let that stop you. You keep going, right? Yeah.
Right.
Ooh,
And
I
that's
like that.
Yeah, that's the thing that I've been having an issue with. Like, I'm still working on my first book as well. And when I first started, I was like, I want this, I want to be this, I want to be on point, I want to be perfect. It's gonna be this, it's gonna be that. And now I'm like, just get it done.
It is done. Sometimes you just gotta get it done
already.
That's it.
It don't need to be perfect. Ain't nobody in this tribe perfect, and we don't strive for perfect. We strive for better and better each
There
day,
you go.
one day at a time.
Right.
And that's why we always say your coach should have a coach.
Yeah, you better get
You know it all. I'm
You
scared
better.
of you.
Right. You better get you.
Yeah.
If you know it all, you head to near my God to thee. It's over.
That part.
Oh boy.
Oh, here you go.
Don't get me too, Commissioner. You know I'll laugh the rest of this hour.
Okay. Oh man.
But
Oh
yeah,
man.
that's the truth. We ain't perfect. Don't claim to be. It's just not possible till you cross over. So, learn, live, grow, expand, make mistakes. The more mistakes you make, the more mistakes you become aware of, the broader your knowledge, your expansion, your knowing. And the broader and more expansive you are, the more wisdom you have. Because now you have more discernment. Because if you say, okay, this is the right way to do it, this is the wrong way to do it, right?
Right.
But what if you do different things and say you can do this way, this way, this way, this way, and this way, and this, and this doesn't work? Which person is wiser?
The person that learns from their mistakes and continues forward anyways.
There you go.
Right. Right.
Wisdom is what we strive for. Not to just be smart and get it right, but to know things about what we're doing so that we can do it in as many different ways as we need to do it.
Right. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
This is good stuff. This is good stuff. You know, I was just thinking, I mean, when we're talking about all of this, I've been doing a lot of purging. I'm always purging, right? So, you know, the old goes out and the new comes in, right? And so I was reasoning behind, and I'm trying to relate this to the book thing, right? Where, you know, you say, I want to do it, but it hasn't come out yet and it's 2 years down the road. So I was taking the jewelry out of this jewelry box, right? Because I'm just trying to be more of a minimalist, right? Just what do you need? Are you wearing this, right? And so I'm looking at the jewelry and I'm saying, do I need this? What's the reason behind it? You know, and can I get another one? Right. And is this trash? Why are you holding on to this thing? This is broken. You know, this thing is broken. It has no value. Throw it in the trash, right? Because you are going to come across another one, maybe not the same exact one, but you are going to. So make the decision and throw it away because it's been sitting there for a year and you haven't worn it with the outfit that you said you might get. So just go ahead and put it in the trash. Something else is going to come, right? Or donate it or whatever. So when you're writing, when you're doing your book, just do it. Just do it and trust me, you'll be okay. Tomorrow you will be okay. You know, the sky is not going to fall or whatever, you know, because another one is coming. You know, your book cannot be seen. I always say your book is like a baby. So when you finish it, be brave enough to let it go be babysat at these other places. That's my favorite thing to say. You know, it's got to go to Auntie's house, which is the editor. It's got to go to your second cousin's house because you're going on date night. You know, the layout and design person is going to the printer, you know, your great grandmama, you know, gonna watch the baby, right? So just let it go and be okay with whatever they say about the book. And even though people give you the critique or, you know, the suggestions or advice, it's really your baby. You know, because when you get the baby back home, you might really want to say, well, she said I was supposed to put those booties on the baby, but my baby is hot. So no.
This is why I'm hot.
He's sweaty. He be sweaty and stuff, you know. So in the book, like in my book, my first book, Mrs. Eels' Basement, there were some things I wanted to say, like I wanted to say it. But you know, somebody that's editing it wants to be grammatically correct. So she said, do you really want to say this way? And I said, yes, I do. So she left it like that, right? And I said it like that. And I'm just like, I know what it means. When other people
know what it means.
They know what it means. I didn't have to be complete with the sentence, right? You know, to know, right? So yeah. So you'll have all of that too. Your baby's got hot feet. No, my baby ain't wearing no socks. My baby's not wearing socks.
I refuse for my baby to have hot feet.
Right. But that's an important thing too. Because all of everything that we do, we're meant to do it our way. There is a foundational piece, a set of instructions to everything. But what you set the foundation, you good to go. If you learn to trust yourself and learn the skills and things that you need in order to build something based on critical thinking and a skill set that you know, if I can't figure this piece out, I know where to go and I have confidence that I can get the information and apply it and keep it moving. Right. The way that you build and the way that I build aren't going to be the same. But I guarantee what we build is going to be just as magnificent as the next person's thing.
Right. Exactly. Right. Exactly. Because they're like fingerprints. Nothing that you do is going to be. We can both set out and do the same exact thing. You can take an egg, I can take an egg. You can take some flour, I can take some flour. We are measured all the same, pour it in the thing, stir it the same amount of times, put it in the oven. When that cake comes out, I guarantee you they will not be twins. It is impossible. And that is how life is. It is impossible to produce the same thing twice.
Yeah.
So what makes you think that what you're doing is not important? Whether it's a book, a business, a child, a marriage, a relationship,
All of the above.
workout, writing, running, everything counts. Everything counts. It's the consistency of which you do something that will determine if it's for you, not for you. You're good at it, you're not good at it. You stick with it or you don't. It's the consistency piece. But we all should do what we can do.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The well, I just lost my train of thought. Okay, well, whatever.
Keep it pushing. Well, we actually got a question for you.
I almost spit that coffee everywhere. I mean, some got in the floor, I ain't gonna lie.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we actually have a question for you, Michelle, because as you know, our saying here is your coach should have a coach. So we want to know how a coach has impacted you and helped you, not only whatever they helped you with, because everybody molds us in one way, shape, form, or fashion, whether they push us away and help us seek other things that will help us, or whether they give us that little bit of for us to discover that piece that's missing a little bit faster.
Right. I'm always in coaching. Always, right? So I mentioned my coach, Edward Moore. So I'm in Team No Excuses. Everybody probably heard me say that. But I stay in his coaching program. So every time he launches it, I'm in there. You're going to see my face, right? And so it doesn't allow me to make excuses about any part of my life. I just execute all the time, right? So that has really helped me to do a lot of things that I do, because I'm going to come back to the coaching call and I want to say, oh yeah, I did A, B, and C, right? Or why didn't you do A, B, and C? And oh, here's the consequence, right? So yeah, and the group made up the consequences. So that's what helps me thrive and stay focused and drop books like albums, right? So because I stay in that coaching. But
Drop it like a hot too.
Look, that's for all my life, right? So that's just like for whatever it is I want to do, a business, you want a relationship, whatever. So I pick a goal or maybe 3 goals and I work on those every quarter, right? Then I had a coach for getting into schools. I had a coach for my nonprofit, right? So so in order to be successful, you need a coach for that thing, somebody who's already done it, right? It's just like, I didn't want to do all the paperwork for my nonprofit. Okay, here's a lady, she knows that she got proven people that have been successful at it. Let me pay her to help me, right? Yeah.
I got a follow-up question.
Yeah.
So you've obviously embraced coaching. If you had to add it up or give it a tag, how much time or money do you think you've saved or potentially made sooner based on coaching?
Okay, I've saved a lot of time. I don't even know how to calculate it, right? But as far as money, you mean money saved? I know how much
money saved, because something that I've learned is if I get coached to something sooner, I get to that income piece sooner.
Right.
So if I'm looking to write a book, maybe I should look to somebody that's written a book or 3, or in my case, 140. To get that book done, to not only sell it, but also get that information out of me into the hands of the people that need it. I'm the disconnector for a reason. I'm pulling the plug on dysfunction. In order to do that, you need to know what I know and understand how I've applied the same stuff to my own life. And that's anybody. All of us have stories and information and experiences that can help somebody else. It's just a matter of whether we're going to be wise enough to take a step back and take ourselves out of it and understand that somebody needs the info that we have.
Yeah. To answer your question, I'm hope I'm answering, but the amount of time. So in coaching, it may take you like a month and a half, right? I'm just going based on like the 6 weeks for this or the 6 weeks for that, right?
Mhm.
So within that 6 weeks, you are intensely learning something or doing something to, or like for like Team No Excuses is 3 months, right? So in those 3 months, a book should be hitting the street, right? A book should be, the next 3 months, okay, you should be seeing me drop another book like an album, right? So just imagine you doing that every quarter, right? So yeah, just that amount of time. So it can be really, really short. You probably got a book right now, something written, and it could be published within a matter of days, right? It's just all in who you have helping you. Like I have another person who does the editing and the layout and the book cover and all of that, right? So I just have her and I say, okay, here's the stuff. Can you put it together? Can you put it on Amazon? And so I can order my copies and all of that, right? So I have that person. So that's just a matter of days, right? So it's not that I need to wait a whole bunch of time. She waiting on me to give her the book. Right. Because I give it to her, she got it back to me in a few days. Like she waiting on me to say yes. Right.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. So you can execute right away. So it doesn't take much time, especially once you made the decision to do things, right? Yeah. And as far as the money part, I guess you could say, yeah, because once you execute, the money just starts coming in if you do the proper marketing, right? But spending money, I've spent thousands, right? And I'm proud to say it. I'm proud to say it that I have spent. I'd say I probably didn't spend about $20,000 to train myself so far. Right. And that's nothing compared to some people. Some people drop 50,000 on just one person to train them, right? So overall, all that I told you, I probably spent $20,000. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I stopped counting. All I know is on average, if I pay a couple $1,000, typically I minimum 5 figures. Minimum. Depending on the type of coaching that I'm investing in. Because some coaching is just for the betterment of your spirit, for the betterment of your mindset, for the betterment of how you approach different things. That if you don't get that balance about you, mind, body, and spirit, there are certain levels of things you just cannot attain. And you might attain them, but you won't keep them unless you find that balance.
Right. Yeah. That's something I like that she said that stood out when she was talking about those resources. She said, the lady who puts the stuff together was waiting on, she's just waiting on people to bring her the stuff to do. She's like, I could do it. I'm just waiting on you to bring it to me to do. And that came to me, I wrote it down. I'm like, I'm gonna have to write a post about this because sometimes it's not the lack of execution, it's the lack of of making a decision. And once we make a decision, we will realize that the resources we've been waiting on have just been waiting on us. Because once you make a decision, you start to move more strategically. You start to move more intentionally. And as you move intentionally and strategically, those resources will be on that path. So if I want to be on the path of an author and I start moving like an author, I'm going to run into publishers and book designers and editors and all the and publicists because I'm moving down the road of an author. But if I don't make the decision of what road I want to move down, I'm waiting on resources because I'm not moving in the direction of resources. So that definitely was an eye opener for me because it goes all the way back to the lack of a decision.
It's a cycle.
Even if it's not the right decision, I'm not gonna say wrong because I don't believe in wrong ones. It may not be the right one for the outcome you want, but it will get your brain ticking. And once you make a decision that you don't really want, then the quicker you can decide what you do want.
That part.
Yeah.
So with that, it's time to take a short commercial break. But when we get back, Michelle, if you wouldn't mind, we would absolutely love it if you could read a short passage from the algorithm. So stay put, you guys. We'll be right back. So Michelle, of course, share what is going on with that event before you jump into the area of your book that you would like to read for us this fine evening.
Man, I want to tell all my friends, can you see me in this camera? I love you. I love you guys so much for coming to support Black Tie. So it is basically Black and Thai food romantically infused by Chef Rashad Armstead of from the Food Network's Chopped, right? So he's the winner. And so he is going to fix us this unique menu for us. And we're going to have speakers come, Antoinette Marie Williams. Carrie will be there as the MC. We're going to have Dr. Sarah Jeffries, Angelique Johnson, Raymel Bentley, Stacey Henry Carr, Edward L. Moore. There's going to be vendors. And there's so many people. Dr. Oh my gosh, Dr. Joy is going to be there. Just all kinds of people. My mama's going to be there. And so we're just going to come to raise money for books, right? Because it takes a lot to publish a book, but then you want to get the books in the hands of the children or to whoever, right? So if we have books to distribute when I go speak or whoever goes and speaks, then that's a good thing because the books cost, and then there's the shipping of the books as well, right? So if we just have the funding, we don't have to think about that. We don't have to think twice. We just say, yes, we can go speak and drop books on them, right? And talk about random acts of kindness when we go, right? So yeah, so that's basically what it's all about. Yeah, a good time.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So how about that passage? What are you sharing with us from the algorithm this beautiful evening?
Okay, yeah, no problem. Let's see here. So this is the algorithm. I flagged a few pages so you can see. Okay. So let's see. So there's one of my favorites is called Ken Wazoo, right? So it says, brother, come south. I have wares we can sell. No, brother, come north. I will find us shelter that is fair. Brother, come south, and we will make a good fortune here. No, brother, come north for the possibility to shield from the cold. Brother, come south, as there are allies to help us build wealth. No, brother, come north. We may be able to gather wood for a fire to build. Brother, come south, as I have the means to care for your mind. Yes, brother, I'm on my way. So basically, one brother is just like, I want to help us do something. And the other one's like, well, I just want you to come over here and then we're not going to do much and nothing but tech, right? So the other one's like, okay, you need to really come this way because your mind, something is going on and I want to help you and I can't help you. I'm not coming that direction, but come. Okay. Yeah. So that's the Ken Wazoo, right? So that's what that is. And then another one. Did you want me to read another one?
Yeah,
I would love
so. Okay, here we go. So this one is called Stop Being Average. All right. Tiptoe, skate, do your thing. You're not trying enough. Hanging with the ring. The friends you hang out with, the people you impress, the simple standard stuff that looks a hot mess. Stop doing the normal, the ordinary, the typical thing. You can do more. Stand out. Show them who's king. You're posting content, fake smiling with a byline end quote. You got more in you than all that stuff you wrote. Shake up the world with the craziest thing. Be intense. Make radical moves that don't make no sense. I charge you with showing up with your baddest move. It's for you and you only to prove. You don't want to hear, we don't want to hear your mouth with all those promises about what you're going to do. Do what you need to do for you. You need to make a shift, a bold thing to open up eyes. We're waiting. We're waiting. We're waiting. Let us see your surprise. There you go.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of how I view a lot of people that I deal with. You can say whatever you want to say. I'm gonna watch your feet.
Yes.
That's the direction you're going in. Whatever way your feet are turned, that's the. It don't matter where you're looking. Whatever way your feet are turned, is the way you're going. Yeah. We're waiting.
We're waiting. We're waiting on you to show us, like, just be bold. You know, you're scared. You know, we be scared to be on camera. We're waiting. People thinking, oh, somebody's talking about me. Ain't nobody talking about you because they can't see you. Get up on the camera. They you know, they not talking about you. You know,
let's give them something to talk about.
Yeah. Show us what you got. Everything. Be bold. You got one life, but you're sitting over here quiet, scared. And what for? Maybe because somebody said something or whatever, but you got to ignore that person. You got to put that person to the side, right? Sometimes it's the closest person to you. Yeah.
Find your tribe members.
Yeah. Sometimes it is. It might be that person. Man. Yeah.
9 times out of 10.
That part.
Because if it wasn't someone that close to you, you wouldn't care so much.
Right. And why is that? That's a whole nother conversation. Why is that? Right?
That is a whole nother conversation. And I think a lot of times it falls into the category of competition, even though we don't classify it as that when it's someone close to us. But when we see people make a certain type of move that seems courageous, even though they're knocking in their boots, that seems courageous that we're not doing, we sometimes feel some kind of way because we are mentally and emotionally comparing our strength to theirs, or our boldness, or our bravery, or our courageousness to theirs. Because they were thinking in our head, I don't understand why she's doing that. Well, really, we're thinking, I don't think I could ever do that.
Or like somebody said,
it's a mouthful, coach.
Yeah.
Wait, what did they say?
I've been there.
It was like they're trying to, like, if your parent says something to you, like, I don't know, like, you know, I want to try out for what was the singing show, American Idol. You sure you want to do that? Well, they're scared for you. They're scared for you because they wouldn't do it. You know, so it's like, you know, I don't want them to go out there and get embarrassed and booed off the stage or whatever, right? So they're just like, they're holding you back because of their own fear, right? Somebody has said that, and I just thought, so you have to step outside of that. And then, okay, well, you don't want to go to the audition with me, so then you find a way to get there by yourself, right? But you don't, you still go. You just don't go with people, right?
That encouragement works 2 ways.
Right.
Sorry.
But I've always found that interesting how, and I've had to reprogram myself from similar stuff, not even just from parents, but just from elders that I respect to tell me, well, be careful. or I wouldn't do that. And it took me a long time to actually take a step back and look at the person, know they love and care for me, but understand that they're not living the life that I would want to replicate. So I can't take what they have to teach me too seriously. Because if you knew what you say you know, your life will reflect that.
Right.
And when I first realized that about some of the people that tried to speak into my life, I understood as I grew older that I could choose what pieces of information I take or not, and how I observe certain things before moving with certain information. But as I did that, when I first started that process, I used to feel guilty. I used to feel guilty for saying, nah, I can't take your advice. You're not living how I want to live one day. But if you don't take it upon yourself to move differently from those that are not living the same type of life or having the same type of impact that you wish to have throughout the course of your life, you'll waste time trying to appease those people when you need to be stepping into your, excuse my language, badass.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That is so true. Ashe. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Who's all the people on here? We got Angelique.
Oh yeah, we got they in there. They out there now. We got
Angelique,
Suave,
Marie Williams, Philip in the house, aka Laura. We got Dr. Brother Suave in the house. We got Ryan King. We got Facebook User.
Hey.
Hi, Facebook User.
Suave. Got the whole crew in the house. Try to rise up. Let's go.
They up in there.
I dropped on in for a second too. Shout out to Coach Toy. He's the reason why Carrie and I are ICS certified life coaches by way of the ICC Life Coach Institute. You don't know about it? Check it out. We'll drop a link in the comments later. Good evening, Pedra. That was my sister Queen.
What's up, Pedra?
And sister Queen Lachey in the house. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for sharing some time with us this fine evening.
I'm totally the hype man.
I don't know if you rude marketing.
Yeah.
So, Uncle Michelle, tell us a little bit about the mother in you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're going to touch on a little bit of everything this evening.
Man, every mother, let me just put it on me. As a mother, you always think, okay, I could be doing something better or doing more or whatever, right? And so I had to resolve that, okay, I'm doing what I know, right? I'm doing what I know, and as a parent, right? And I'm doing basically what my mother's mother gave her, right? Yeah. So it goes way back, right? It goes way back here. So I got all of that, right? And sometimes you'll feel like even all of that is not sufficient when it is sufficient. You're doing within your power, within your capacity, right? So I have 4 children and I have 3 grandchildren, right? And a partridge in a pear tree. No, I'm just okay, gotta count down, Yeah. So I am a grandma, and I'm happy. I'm in a space where I can talk to all my kids. You know how you go through those different stages of, okay, they're not talking to me right now. Okay, oh yeah, they like me, But right now in this season of my life, and I think it's because I'm in a space where I'm very happy. Right? I'm very, very happy and I'm pleased with my life. And so, however my children feel, whatever that is, it's okay. And I understand that I'm the mom that I am. I understand what type of mother I am. Right. And so I operate from that space with them. Right. So, yeah. So I hope that answers your question about being a mom. Yeah. Yeah.
I like
yeah.
that.
Most definitely. Now, what I want to know is, what is one of the most prolific lessons that stand out to you that you learned from being a mother?
That's a word right there.
Right.
Prolific.
Well, what basically it goes back to what my mom did for me, right? And it was let me just learn, let me make the decision, right? Because I had a lot of freedom as a kid, right? But then there was a different time, right, where you could do that, right? And so I operate that way now with my last daughter. It's just like, okay, you make that decision. Well, that's the decision. Well, what is it that you want to do? Okay, I even push her into situations. It's like, I need to go to the doctor. Okay, make the appointment. Okay, you want to go?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I do that, and my mother did that for me. My dad did that for me. They let me have the freedom, but also, okay, well, she just got to learn this lesson. That's and then sit in it. And don't be trying to fix nothing or, all of that. Mm-mm. No, just sit in it and pray that they come back alive. It's just like, well, okay, she went out there, but okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's like the eagle. If you do not push the bird out of the nest, they will never know the strength of their own wings. They'll be sitting up in that little. They'll take up your whole nest, that big old bird in that little nest, and then you go trying to have some other eggs in there, and that big old baby bird up in there, just big as everything, sitting in that nest. You have to go.
You gotta go. There's some more folks coming up.
I made room. Have y'all seen those TikToks where the parents demonstrate what it's like when they go to their kids' house now and they leave every light on? They open the refrigerator and get something out and they don't close it. They open up all the cabinets.
Yeah.
What they call it. Remember when I used to yell at you challenge? Here you go. Oh, this clothes are clean.
Oh man.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
Yeah.
I love
only.
I smell a commercial.
Okay. Yeah.
So, guys, what are you most excited about with this upcoming event, the Black Tie event?
Oh, everything.
Oh, well, Carrie, you go. Look,
everything. I'm excited about everything about it. I really am. I'm mainly excited about seeing MichelleHardy.org expand. I'm excited about seeing people. I'm excited about seeing the excitement on the people's face when they see the difference that they're going to be making. I'm excited to eat this black and Thai food. I'm excited to dance. I'm excited to see my friends in person so I can hug their necks. I'm excited about just the networking that's going to be in the room. If you don't come for any other reason other than to support MichelleHardy.org, come for the networking. When I tell you it's going to be some heavy hitters in the house and people to have conversations with, and I'm talking good conversations. We're going to be laughing and joking and hugging, but we're also going to be building and expanding. These are the times in the conferences and the gatherings that you look back on and say, that's where it started. So don't miss it. Because that's what's about to happen at Black Tie this year. And it's only the first one. And I'm not even going to say the first annual. I'm saying the first one. Because I do believe there's going to be more happening in a 365 than just one.
Right.
So I speak that into existence.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Yeah. And see, I said Black Tie Oakland because my intent is that it's not just going to be Oakland.
Right.
It could be Chicago, Black Tie Los Angeles, Black Tie Tahiti, or Black Tie wherever, right?
Black Tie Memphis.
Memphis, hey, come through, right?
Traveling.
So
taking the show on the road.
Yeah. So that's, when I put Oakland behind it, it's just like we're not limited to where we go. And that's my intention, is to travel and be everywhere and do storytelling everywhere, right? And take the books and just be out there, just giving the books, right? So yeah, everything that Carrie
You
said.
got me, Terry.
Terry, right? It's Terry. Okay, I done put a name on you, right? Terry. You know what I mean?
So Terry in the house.
Oh, you know my
Terry.
answer.
Yeah. So everything that she said, she said. And,
What she said.
Yeah, what she said. And I mean, we've got some great things in store for it. There's going to be an auction, and every ticket comes with now. Brandy, you weren't at the auction when we went to High Vibe, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we use play money, right? But the money we have looks real, right? So you're going to be dealing with thousands of dollars. So everybody's ticket comes with so many thousands of dollars. And then people have an opportunity to get more auction dollars to bid at the auction, because we don't start off with, $5 here, $10 there. No, let's start off with, this is $10,000, right?
Yeah.
$10,000. This is, yeah. So we do that, and I do that in the classroom too, to get the kids to understand when you go to an auction, they're not going to be talking about no $20, no $5. No, you need to really be thinking that way, that, okay, this is 10,000, this is 20,000, and hold your paddle up. Yes, I got $20,000. Or you're gonna have that concept, so you're like, okay, I'm in the wrong room because y'all bidding $5 and $10. It's a $20,000 auction. I need to get there, right?
Where the high rollers at? Where they at?
Come on.
Yeah. So we have the money, the actual play money, just like the kids would use, and it's thousands, right? So they're gonna be.
Making it rain up in there, make it rain.
Yeah. So
I gotta tell you something,
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Michelle.
Yes.
You know, when you did the drawing, you had people enter people's names for the drawing that I won.
Right. Yeah, you won.
I did. That's how I got my copy of the book, The Algorithm, as well as a copy of the Marvelous Basement book. I can't remember the name of it.
Eels.
Mrs. Eels' Basement. Yeah.
But when I won, somebody else had nominated me, but when I won, it was right after this stuff with my grandfather had started.
Oh, yeah.
So when I got home from saying my goodbyes, the first thing I got was your package.
How timely! And remember, you said she don't even know she won, and you was like, you should tell you, and I'm like, no, she'll get it.
Right.
How timely! I see. I didn't know
that. I know, and I didn't share that with anybody, but it literally came like the day after I got back from visiting my grandfather for the last time. So thank you for that.
Yeah, because that was a good raffle too.
Yeah, there was a lot of goodies in there.
And, man, it was Amazon. I mean, it was a whole bunch of stuff, right? And I
think I got 2 gift cards, 2 books. I got these wonderful confidence cards.
The cards.
Yes.
With the cards.
And guys, this was a group effort though. It wasn't just Michelle. She partnered with people for this giveaway. Mm-hmm. So she's a perfect example of what tribe should look like. Our tribe came together organically. We are a organic mastermind. Yeah. Do we all know each other? No, but we all know of each other, and we know who to tap when we need a resource we don't have, or when we need a resource that we don't know how to get to it. That's what I love about this. And you guys out there that are watching this show, that are going to watch this show, you will realize that you can do the same for yourself. It doesn't need to be this tribe, but find your tribe. It's out there.
Absolutely.
Not letting everybody tell you you're going to be on your own. It's lonely at the top. It can be, but that's because you didn't discover your tribe on your way up there. You didn't help nobody on your way up there. That's the only way you end up alone at the top.
Right. Like, go back to the beginning of the show when Michelle was talking about, we're waiting. You know, someone's waiting. Because if you can't find your tribe, guess what? Start one. Because there's maybe someone looking for the tribe you start. You might be the leader. And, you know, and a lot of people don't feel like they're leaders. I'm noticing that. They think they have nothing to offer. And I'm like, okay, so if you don't think you have anything to offer, take a look at your life and find the number one complaint in your life. Whatever that complaint is in your life, start providing it. You will find your time. I promise you will. Because that's what happened to me. I started providing what I felt like I was missing. Someone to listen to me and see me. Just listen to me and see me. You ain't gotta do nothing for me. You ain't gotta boost me up. You ain't gotta respond. I just want to know that I'm being heard, and I want to know that I'm being seen, so that I don't feel like it's all going, frou in the air somewhere. Because I talk a lot, whether anyone's listening or not. But the thing is when I decided to talk and show up, whether anyone looked or listened, people started looking and people started listening. Because I made a decision and I started to execute and I started to be consistent. And voila. So find your number one complaint, do that, and watch what happens. It'll be good.
Just watch. I have no idea what a simple yes to a coach that turned out to be more of a villain, but I'm made acquaintances. I met some of the most amazing people that I could ask for as tribe members, as extended members of my family at this point, that I never would have thought would have happened. I had no idea what this journey would lead to. I have no idea where this journey is leading to. I have just garnered faith and consistency and wise counsel as I continue to move towards whatever that ultimate thing is. So, guys, before we begin to wrap up for the evening, I want to invite you to connect with Michelle Tamiko Hardy. You can connect with her on Facebook at facebook.com/Michelle Tamiko Hardy. Is it Tamiko or Tamiko?
Say it like in Japanese. Tamiko.
Tamiko it is.
Tamiko.
Yeah, Tamiko.
all she did was say it fast, y'all.
Yeah. But you know, like a samurai. Tamiko.
Hi. And if you would like to follow the wonderful Michelle, the Giving Guru Hardy, on Instagram, it's instagram.com/Michelle Tamiko Hardy. And as you see at the bottom of the screen, if you would like to be considered for a guest on our show, The Coach and the Disconnector, just be sure to check out the link, showguestrequest.com. Go ahead and fill out your information and schedule an appointment so we can meet with you, see what you're about. We're looking for all things positive, artists, musicians, authors, just wonderful influencers in general. Feel free to reach out. We'll meet with you and we'll get you scheduled if you're a great fit for this show. So before we head out, we want to once again thank you for your time this fine evening. We hope to see you again next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and what are we, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. In the meantime, I want you guys to be your amazing selves, and remember that your coach should have a coach. Mwah!
See ya!